Fallout 4 is about to change forever. And when I say that, I mean not only the vanilla game experience, but also all of your mods. As for those of you that don't know, Fallout 4's next-gen update, which was announced over a year ago at the very bottom of Bethesda's Fallout 25th anniversary article, is actually expected to drop sometime soon. But this is where things get weird. The only official details from Bethesda was back on that article from last year, meaning all we know is it's a next-gen update, it's coming in 2023, the update itself is free, it's releasing on Xbox Series, PlayStation 5, and PC, and includes, in quotes, performance mode features for high frame rates, quality features for 4K resolution gameplay, bug fixes, and even bonus Creation Club content. So if that's all we know officially, why am I making this video? Well, some of you may remember 8 months ago, some very sussy activity going on with Fallout 4's developer testing builds viewed via SteamDB, as Bethesda, either accidentally or intentionally for teasing purposes, added 2 new depot builds. One being named Beta 2, something inconspicuous that was added March 14th, 2023, and the other being named New Vegas 2, which was added April 4th, 2023. Not exactly very subtle and too late for an April Fool's joke, so obviously something New Vegas related is coming. Unless Bethesda are some of the biggest trolls on the planet, which knowing Todd Howard, maybe. But we'll touch more on New Vegas 2 and what that could mean in a moment, as a day after the New Vegas 2 build was added, Bethesda quickly removed it. A week later, on April 10th, they then pulled the Beta 2 build as well. And stick with me, as I am going somewhere with this. If we fast forward to April 19th of this year, Bethesda then added the De Chirico build for Fallout 4. And since that build was added, it has been updated essentially every day like clockwork, rarely missing any days for about 7 months. Which is why 22 days ago seems to indicate a release is closing in. As not only did we get a change to the legal lines for Fallout 4, but the De Chirico build stopped receiving updates entirely and hasn't received any updates since. This is a change in a 7-month-long pattern, which indicates something is likely happening sooner rather than later. And with the Game Awards being just over 2 weeks away, I'd say it's a pretty safe bet that we'll be hearing about Fallout 4 Next Gen at or around the event. As unless Bethesda's decided to delay this update to coincide with the release of the Fallout TV series next year, then this update is still set for this year and only has a few weeks left to be revealed and released. And whether it's delayed to next year or not, I'd say revealing it before the end of the year with full details is what would make the most sense either way. Just as I'd expect a trailer for the Fallout TV series to drop sometime soon as well. And with this update taking so long, Bethesda refusing to comment on it, and the appearance of the New Vegas 2 build on Steam, I'd say it's safe to say that it's going to be a pretty sizable update. Whether it's going to be worth the wait or match some of the ridiculous expectations, as some are expecting a Witcher 3 level next-gen update, we'll have to wait and see. And while I don't think we'll be seeing anything like ray tracing, backporting the Fallout 76 render, or the likes, considering not even Starfield has ray tracing, I do think things like an uncapped frame rate on PC, DLSS, and FSR are feasible for this update to make it more worth it for PC players. And I do honestly think that some performance and visual upgrades will extend across platforms, rather than it just being some higher settings than on last gen for consoles. But I want to be clear that I'm not expecting anything dramatic. I don't think it's going to be anything like The Witcher 3 Next Gen. And obviously, there's always the off chance that PC might not see much of a benefit at all from this update. As for the bug fixes though, there are a lot of bugs Bethesda Game Studios could tackle with this update. So until I see a list, I'm not going to get really excited for that one, but I would love to see them address some PC-specific bugs in particular, such as the God Rays Off option being broken in the launcher, something that has been broken since launch and they've been aware of, and also in the more recent years, the weapon debris effects causing the game to crash, and yes, there's a mod for that. As for the bonus Creation Club content, all we know is that they've been working on the upcoming content for a long while now, so I'm expecting there to be a bulk of new creations, likely ranging from smaller content additions like we've been used to, like weapons and armor, to more sizable quests and area mini DLC, which we have actually seen in the past for both Fallout 4 and Skyrim's Creation Club. The question a lot of people have though, and something I mentioned we would come back to earlier in the video, is whether the New Vegas 2 build has anything to do with Creation Club content. And this is honestly where I'm stumped. I don't even know what to think of this New Vegas 2 build. But just to clarify, the 2 in New Vegas 2 is likely a build version, just like Beta 2, not an indication of some sort of sequel content for New Vegas. And this is where the unhinged part of me wants to say it's related to something bigger, that being an official New Vegas remake that they're testing a build of. But the more reasonable answer is New Vegas related creation content. Now this could make a ton of sense. Bethesda has introduced New Vegas content to Fallout 76 before, and New Vegas content is something that would probably sell pretty well on Creation Club. This is where I have to question though. Why would they have an entire build of the game specifically for one piece of Creation Club content? That is not something they've ever done before, not for Fallout 4, not for Skyrim Special Edition. So this is why my brain wants to get unhinged and talk about a New Vegas remake. But if it is Creation Club related, I'd say it either has to be something more sizable than what we're used to, or it's going to be a whole theme of New Vegas content. An example being something similar to the Capital Wasteland Mercenaries creation, which added a small world space at the GNR station from Fallout 3. So what I'm thinking is we could see a creation that adds the New Vegas Strip, for example, alongside some additional New Vegas related content as a way to spice things up for Fallout 4's Creation Club offerings. Either way though, speculation aside, we know something is coming New Vegas related, and it's probably not my unhinged thoughts, so I'm definitely looking forward to the reveal of this next-gen update. That being said though, whether this update is good, bad, or absolutely amazing, knocks our socks off, it is going to come with one potentially major and worrisome side effect, as if you mod Skyrim, that I'm sure you can recall the release of the Anniversary Edition and how it broke hundreds of mods and caused issues with the game for several months. And unfortunately, the same might occur with Fallout 4's next-gen update. Not only will this update in general break F4SE, that being Fallout 4 script extender, and all of the mods that require it, just as every update does, which isn't necessarily a huge deal given that they use Address Library, but this update could also do just as much damage as the Anniversary Edition, if not more, as Fallout 4 could be compiled using a newer version of Visual Studio with this update, just as we saw with the Anniversary update for both Skyrim and Fallout 3. If that's the case, then F4SE and F4SE plugin mods would require partial or full rewrites to work with the updated version of the game. Now, in order to get a more educated answer on this, as I'm just a content creator, I'm not a mod author, I also went ahead and hopped into the Script Extender RE Discord to ask for what kind of havoc this update could result in, and I got replies from Gluxrum, creator of several great F4SE plugin mods, Vishvadiva, most recently known for the Community Fixes Merged, Shadowshade, creator of the Baka mods, and Nukem, one of the RE devs and admins. And according to them, all people who know this stuff far better than me obviously, noted that this update could either be like any other update and not break much, or it could wreak absolute havoc on mods. Not just with a potential compiler change, but also if this update changes a core class, optimization settings, or refactor code. Their best guess was that it won't be that big of a deal, but there's always the off chance that it will be. Of course, if this is some game-changing update that backports the Fallout 76's renderer and all that goodness, very, very unlikely by the way, then mods even beyond the script extender would be broken as well. Again, if any of that does end up being the case, just as we saw with the Skyrim Anniversary Edition, some highly loved mods might only take days to update following the update of F4SE, of course, but others would take weeks, others would take months, and others would never be updated, as some mod authors may no longer be active in the Fallout 4 modding community or have moved on from modding entirely, many with strict permissions on their mods. Some of those mods might even be vital frameworks that hundreds of other mods depend on, just as we saw with the Dynamic Animation Replacer for Skyrim, which took several months to be updated for the Anniversary Edition. And just to give you an idea of the amount of mods that depend on F4SE, many of which being F4SE plugins, you're seeing me scroll through the trending list of F4SE mods right now, and I'd bet you have at least one of these installed. Heck, maybe you even have one of Gluxrum's F4SE plugins installed. Just to be clear though, this is only meant to serve as a heads up, not a doom and gloom, as whether this update breaks almost nothing or breaks absolutely everything, I'm sure we'll get a downgrade utility for temporary usage, and I know the Fallout 4 mod community will recover just as the Skyrim community did, especially given how active the Fallout 4 mod community is. I just like preparing people so they're not caught off guard by an update that breaks everything, and if they are, they can come across my channel to hopefully resolve it. Of course, there is one great way to avoid all of this if you have a few dollars to spare, as Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition is less than $10 on GOG right now, meaning no DRM, no forced auto updates, and version rollback. It also doesn't include the Creation Club feature, so unless you're wanting the Creation Club content, that might even be a bonus for you. And hey, if you plan on picking up Fallout 4 or anything else on GOG, especially during the Black Friday sale, and want to support the channel in the process, you can feel free to use my partner link at the top of the description. So there you have it. Fallout 4 is about to change forever, whether you like it or not. As for when that will be, we have no idea. As for what all is changing, we have no idea. As for how screwed the modding community is, we have no idea. I hope you enjoyed this insightful and thought-provoking video. I'll of course be covering the next-gen update in detail the moment we get an official reveal, but when will that be? We have no idea. In the meantime, if you'd like another video to numb your senses, then you can check out my video from yesterday on screen. It's actually on The Witcher 3, a game we don't really cover enough here. But if you prefer to embrace YouTube's stalker vibes, then you can always click the other video. But that's it for this video. Thanks as always for watching, and until next time, this is Apoqsi, signing off.